Hello, Mission Church. It's so good to not necessarily see you all, but to share a little message with you. Um, First of all, thank you all so much that were around in December and January. We just had such a wonderful time there and felt incredibly rejuvenated and filled up as we left Tucson. And a lot of that had to do with just spending time with so many of you guys. And so thank you for welcoming us well and caring for us well while we were there. It was being great friends. We are underway with our pre-field orientation here at JARS in North Carolina. JARS is a missionary aviation training center. And it's like this little neighborhood out in the woods that also has an airport. And so we're just going through, I'm particularly going through courses here. I'll start some flight training next week. And the flying and the training here is really just basically taking what I learned in the school where I was at and applying it into the real world, fine-tuning technical skills and just learning about how to do these things in the missional context and working with other missionaries. So that's kind of what I've been up to. And then while I'm doing that, Alex is taking care of the girls. Sayla's continuing to be homeschooled through first grade, and Isabella's growing and learning what it's like to be a almost 2-year-old. And so that's kind of what we've been up to here. And then once a week, all the wives involved in this orientation get together and they share hosting responsibilities, and they get to hear from a guest speaker who's got typically someone that has a lot of missionary field experience. So she's been getting a lot out of that. There's a few ways that you could be praying for us. We have tickets booked to go and move to Brazil on September 17th, which is very exciting to have an actual date and tickets in hand. So that's kind of what we're targeting for our big move. We need to raise an additional $1,500 a month. That's kind of our goal to get to a minimum launch amount of $6,500 a month. We're currently just over $5,000 a month in committed monthly support. So we have a little bit of fundraising to do, so you can be praying for that. And especially with regard to that, just pray for our mindset around finances as we go to the mission field. As you can imagine, it's a complicated thing to kind of figure out what's the budget you need and how much do you need to live on, especially going to a place you've never lived before. So pray that we would navigate that well and think through that well. And ultimately, we would trust God with whatever he entrusts us with and help us to be good stewards of that as well. We'd also pray for myself as I get into flying this coming week. It's been a few months since I've flown. I've got some natural anxiety going into that. Nothing that I don't think is unhealthy, flying small planes around the woods, but pray that I would prepare well and get into that and perform well and move through the training at the speed that I need to, and that I would learn a lot. And I pray, and I would ask that you pray for Alex too, as she takes care of the girls, that you would give her patience with raising the little ones, joy as she cares for our home and the little girls, and also just for opportunities to minister to people around here. As Alex has a huge heart to minister to people and to be a true missionary, and pray for opportunities that God would use her for that as well, beyond just the four walls of our home. And I think that about rounds it out. I would just ask for general prayer for health and just that one thing we've been praying in our home is that the Holy Spirit would fill us, and that the fruit of the Spirit would be evident in our lives, in our home and around, that we would be friendly to others, that we'd be loving, caring, kind, gracious, and that we'd have self-control. So yeah, thanks for watching this video, and thank you so much for your prayers.